Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna here. Basically, we are discussing one of the topic that is city creation. In city creation, basically, we are discussing one of the topic that is vitamins creation. So, one of the person told that basically vitamins creation basically are one of the type basically of the creation of the future basically. So, this is actually future creation basically that also you can say. Bomb blast is supposed to happen. Prime Minister will die or basically will not die. Chief Minister will die or basically will not die. The MLA will die or not die basically. Who will be the future MLA? Who will be the future corporator? Who will be the future Prime Minister? Who will be the future Chief Minister? Who will be the future President? This everything basically are dumped into this basically. So you can just imagine basically the doctors basically groups are playing the role basically. And vitamins equal to city creation basically. Vitamins actually what basically? Vitamins means what basically? One of the person asked the question basically, vitamin यानी क्या basically? So apple is basically one of the vitamin basically. It takes basically time basically. It's you can say long term plan basically. Future means what basically? Future means long term plan. So this is long term plan and this is very long term plan basically. And India country is the country basically which are doing basically the long term plan. So one of the person told that this is that country basically who has created, who is basically going to create this whole design basically. And in this basically the government basically are in front of the world basically. And one of the person told that if government basically are in front of, and the Rajasahi family basically, that basically never comes in front of the world basically. Why? Because they know that basically they will, when they will, but here one thing is common basically, the satellite groups are directly connected with the Rajasahi family basically. Even basically the political people groups basically, they basically are not connected with the satellite, but Rajasahi family, that is the king's family and queen's family basically, that basically everybody knows basically England have king, India basically have lots of kings basically. Hyderabad king is there, Vadodara king is there, Surat king is there, then basically the Mumbai king is there, Maharashtra king is there. Like this basically many kings basically are there basically. They basically are directly connected with the satellite. Because they know basically that the current process basically which is ongoing. Currently basically one of the person told that who is the Gayakwad basically. So he told that basically currently the Gayakwad is from Uttar Pradesh, one of the person basically. And he is actually implementing some big implementation basically. Same way after implementation of this basically, the another implementation will come basically. And after the another implementation will come basically, another going to implementation will come, and that time basically the Raja will be going to change basically. So Sayajirao Gaekwad will be who basically, and reason which task is going to be implemented, according to that basically the Raja is going to be created. So one of the person told that it's like that basically. So future creation basically, what is going to happen basically, according to that the creation basically. And currently future creation was what basically? That was Ayodhya Ram Janmabhoomi basically. That was Ayodhya Ram Janmabhoomi. For that basically one of the Uttar Pradesh person basically was a Gaekwad basically, and he was playing the role of Gaekwad basically. And whatever things basically he do, that was going to happen in Uttar Pradesh basically. And he was connected with set of Supreme Courts basically and set of High Courts basically. And he was basically doing everything basically. So one of the person told that that was like that basically. So like this basically the implementation is done, that also basically with perfect data basically. So one of the person, now basically you have to maintain the temple basically. For that also basically lots of stuff basically is going to happen basically. So like this one of the person told that what is the future basically implementation going to happen basically. So like this basically each and every king family basically are doing the future implementation, future plans basically you can say. That also you can say. So Rajasahi family, for example, Kerala also basically have lots of kings. Then the Tamil Nadu also basically have lots of king. Then the Hyderabad also basically have lots of king. So each and every king basically have their future plans basically, and they are connected with this group base, above group base. So we will do one thing, we will dump here one more data basically, that is here. This only basically, this is the thing basically, this only basically we can do. Here we can add one more thing basically, that is political groups. And political groups are basically handled by bank group. Basically never comes in front basically, because they are only connected with the investment basically. Bank groups are only connected with the investment, but few people say that banks groups only basically do the plans basically. Bank groups only basically do the plans basically. So this will basically going to come above basically. That also basically we can dump here basically. We can dump this in very small letter basically, 2 character. So this is that basically, so that basically it can be fit in the one zoom basically. So see basically how dangerous stuff basically are, how dangerous the creation is basically. It's not easy basically. One of the person told that it's not easy to create basically one small design also basically, because it takes 5,000 6,000 years basically. Sometimes it takes 5 to 6,000 years basically. So it's not an easy task basically. So one of the person told that few Rajasahi family might be connected with the Sri Ram family also. Sri Ram also basically. Few people might be directly connected with the Sri Krishna God also. Few people basically might be connected directly with the Hanumanji also. Few people directly might be connected with the Rakesh Sharma also basically. That is basically the astronauts basically. That are basically the few people basically might be connected with the Chanda Kochar also basically. Not Chanda Kochar, just a minute. Kalpana Chawla basically. She basically died in front of the world basically, but that was one of the implementation basically, which basically was implemented successfully, and they basically connected with the she is also basically connected with the one of the Rajasai family basically. But which Rajasai family? She is basically from Haryana. That means basically Haryana. That means she might be connected with some family basically, that is the king family. Might be connected with some Rajasthan family, or basically might be connected with some Gujarat Raja basically. But 100% not sure basically. But she might be working as a freelancer basically. That also you can say, because world basically is created by this group basically. World is created by this group basically. World is created by this group basically. And this group basically, if for example one railway station basically is going to prepare, so these groups only basically takes the money, creates the money basically in the market basically. They basically creates the money from the public only basically. They basically don't take money from here basically, and then basically they add the money here, and then basically they creates in the form of mutual fund, this fund, that fund basically. Many investment basically are there. So public money are basically used basically. So here basically you can say 1% of money basically are used in the creation of world basically. That includes the satellite creation, then basically the universe creation. Each and every creation basically are used from this data only basically. So you can just imagine basically the creation basically, which is already done basically. Then basically the banks group come, power company comes, army groups comes, and army group basically we have taken here this example basically. So just see basically to what level. Then political groups comes, then the universe family, and here basically the we can write here as a satellite groups. Satellite groups, then basically the universe groups directly connected with the universe basically. planets creations